muted. Test. Yeah, I got a lot of static too.
Test, test.
You're good.
Hey, test 1 2, test 1 2.
Test, test. Yeah, I hear the static too, but hopefully
okay.
I don't know. There's sound. Stop whining. Okay, here we go to start the second half of this matchup between the Little Chute Mustangs and your St. Croix Central Panthers. And Larson, a low kick to one of the up men, and he will get up to about the 38-yard line. And that's where Little Chute will start their drive. I'm Brian Millar here with you tonight alongside Tom Save and Dwayne Don't Call Me Juju Jardines. I was told I had to say that. That was Kimberly as well.
All right.
Hopefully you guys are finding your way back to the stream, as we lost Wi-Fi service at halftime. Got about half of you back, so hopefully the other half will start to filter in as we get going here. Three receivers at the bottom. Panthers struggled with this three-receiver set at the bottom against Northwestern. We'll see what they can do here. Deep pass. Nice catch. Downfield. Tackle made at the 32-yard line of the Panthers.
You can see already that Little Chute's going to use that wind to their advantage. They're going to try to make some quick hitters here and see if they can't tie this game here in one possession.
And Adam Hippis, the receiver.
The quarterback had a lot of time that time, too. Pretty good coverage by the Panthers, but again, an aggressive catch by Little Chute.
It's nothing that Central fans don't know. This Little Chute team can really sling the ball around the field.
Okay, 1st and 10 on the 33. Back to pass again, using this wind to his advantage, and he's brought down, sacked from behind. Henriksen in on the sack.
And pretty good convergence by the Panthers. There was a little seam for just a moment. I thought Little Chute quarterback was going to take off. The Panthers were able to corral him, however.
Talking to Coach John Tackman at halftime, he called the first quarter a massacre. He said that, if we don't give up those 13 points and we don't fumble the ball 3 times in the first half, if we can limit that stuff, they feel like they're in really, really good shape.
Did he also tell you that during halftime they had some jambalaya, that sweet Cajun treat to warm themselves up? Back to pass again. Coming to this near side. Berg trying to make the tackle, and he does.
Yeah, and there's that same swing pass that they ran earlier, I believe for a touchdown, probably a similar play. Keegan hanging around this time to make a great tackle.
Did you get any other scuttlebutt as you were walking around with the coaches?
It was interesting. I was down on the field watching both teams come out onto the field for the half, and let's just say one team looked pretty cold and one team didn't. And we'll see if that plays out here in the second half.
2 receivers up top, 1 at the bottom. Got a halfback set off beside the quarterback. Back to pass. Going downfield. Got his receiver. Lil V tackled at the 20-yard line. Trevor Kopaz on the coverage. And like you said, definitely using this wind direction to their advantage.
When he has time to throw the ball, he does a good job. Those crossing routes open up. Nice play by Little Chute.
So for 1,700 yards, he can definitely get the ball around the field.
Yeah.
Handoff now, met by Larson, and he is just driven backwards. Whistles blow as he tries to make his way upfield.
I don't think he really wanted to keep running the ball there with Ryan wrapped around him.
Second and 8, ball at the 18-yard line. Back to pass again. It's been working so far on this drive. He throws, gets the receiver open, but Kopaz, tips it away, but it comes back into the waiting arms of the receiver, and they got lucky there.
Yeah, similar situation to earlier where we had tipped the ball. Little Chute didn't make the catch. This time they do.
That ball has to be knocked down for Central's defense, plain and simple. That cannot stay in the air like that.
So that'll bring up 1st and goal. Can't really see where it's placed. Looks like on the 5-yard line is what the scoreboard says. A stop right here. These next 3 downs would be huge. Handoff, getting a little bit of space, but the Panther defense able to keep them, maybe a gain of 1.
You know, it really is quite interesting to see Little Chute, who went into hibernation in the 2nd quarter, come out in this 3rd with the wind at their back and come out firing. Maybe something to watch for as Central has that wind at their back in the 4th.
You know, and as a positive, Central has had multiple goal line stands the last few games, and so they might be able to come up big again here.
Handoff, Schumacher up the middle. Panther defense tries to stop them, but they signal touchdown. So quick touchdown from Little Chute as we go into this 2nd half.
Interesting call on that one. We got our linesman on one side with the ball in front of him. We had the headlines then on the back side of the play call that a touchdown.
And now Little Chute will attempt a 2-point conversion. Back to pass. Whoop. Quarterback tries to make his way up, and he's wrapped up, but he's kind of moving forward. But I think Hinsman able to hold him up just enough to keep him from getting in the end zone.
Yeah, big stop there. A lot more pressure on that play than there had been previously.
I think the key to this 3rd quarter is see if Central can go on a long clock-chewing drive here, put another touchdown, and be the first team to score in that north end zone and get that lead to about 9 points would be ideal.
Yeah, if you're Little Chute, you don't want to be going into the 4th quarter behind and having to throw into that wind, having to work into that wind.
Well, that's annoying.
His run was it 5? Yeah. Or, sorry, it was 4. Yeah, they got him for a 1-yard gain and then he punched it in.
And ball falls off the tee as Little Chute prepares to kick off.
And here I thought the wind died down.
So now they'll have somebody hold the football in position as they get ready to go. We'll see if it has that same effect as it did on Larson earlier. Good kick, fielded, brought up at about the 7-yard line. Looking to this near side is Kopaz. He is tackled at about the 25-yard line.
You know, and I can tell you right now, looks like we have a flag on the field. Looked like maybe the Central is going to get with the block in the back, but it did not happen. They did get it.
Yep, there definitely was a block in the back during that.
I can tell you from experience on a 5-man high school football crew.
And I believe they called a hold.
Kickoffs are chaos. It's really hard to pick a lot of things up in that scrum. They got it. Good crew.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Ball sitting near the 15-yard line. Thank you. Receiver at the top is Meyer. Cope has.
There goes Ryan Larson. That's going to be 86 yards.
we'll have to watch that back. They're gaining on him a little bit, but they will not have enough time to catch him as Ryan Larson goes into the end zone, looking like Reggie Bush out there. And getting another St. Croix Central Panther touchdown.
Ryan Larson now looking at, that was an 86-yard touchdown run. Between that and the, 50-yarder he had before, he's already looking at 136 yards on just 2 carries. He's going to be pushing over 200 here pretty quick.
You know, that was an extreme run, and I drank milk that was a day past the expiration date just yesterday, and I thought that was extreme, but that run right there, extreme.
We might have another bingo.
We got all these Little Chute fans watching this stream. They're probably thinking we're a bunch of weirdos. We are, but we love us some football.
When we opened up with a Bob Ross comment, it was probably telling that things were a little strange.
It makes it more fun up here.
Now, with this win to his face, Jackson Pettit does have the strength to get that in, but
it won't even.
That just shows you how hard it is to kick into this win.
And that's a big play for Little Chute, just so we missed that. You know, it keeps them within 1 score and a 2-point conversion.
Yep.
I'd say from here on out, I'd really think if we score in this north end zone again, Coach DeSalvo is going to go for 2 from here on out.
Yeah, I would agree. I think you're right on that.
Because I just watched the replay on the screen. He made good contact, but I mean, yeah, that wind blowing back at him, just pulled the ball to the left, and
Jackson's got some legit strength in that leg. So for the ball to hang up like that, that wind is not ideal.
And I'm trying to think of a time when there has been wind like this at a game. It's been a long time.
You know, up in our corner of the state, I remember I was at a high school football game where a guy named Kyle Cody from Chippewa Falls McDonald ended up getting drafted by the Texas Rangers. Was a 6'5" quarterback who could sling it, and all across the Northwest region we had nasty winds and no one could throw the football. That's what led to us running the ball like we do here at Central. That was kind of the tipping point for us to go to this rushing attack.
Sure.
That's netted us over 4,000 total yards of offense this year just on the rushing attack alone.
We had a bingo reminder. You know, getting that bingo right away is awesome, but all bingo card winners are entered for a chance to win. At least 1 winner per building. There are over 50 different random bingo cards, so lots of chances to win out there. Low kick and just downed at the 32-yard line.
And really a good kick under the circumstances there too. So puts Little Chute in not great field position.
Be interesting to see here what Little Chute comes out with to answer that last long run.
Snap goes, handoff up the middle, and met by the linebackers, pushed back after a gain of 2.
You know, to go back to that last drive, I had some flashbacks of UMD Bulldog Cole Refschneider rumbling, stumbling down the field there. It's fun to see that happen in that same end zone again on a long play like that. Game defining.
You know, that play
touchdown.
right there, you see Carson Hinsman had to get double teamed. He demanded a double team. You find Nate Behrens on the bottom of the pile who created some chaos too.
So handoff up the middle again. That's Bloom who came in there quickly to make the tackle. Gains 2.
And for those of you who may not know who Carson Hinsman is, he's a 6'6", 280-pound 14-year-old. And that's no joke. He's taken some visits to Iowa and Wisconsin. He's already on the Big Ten camp circuit.
Takes after his mom.
Yeah, his 5'3" mother. We're really hoping, though, in the next 4 years that he does some big things and hopefully does some things for the state of Wisconsin in a Badger uniform someday. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, even when I had him as a 7th grade student, he, my height and probably matched my weight pretty close in 7th grade.
I used to ref his middle school games, and he would come out and fire out with his hands high, and he hit kids in the face because he was just so much bigger than them. But it's been fun to watch him kind of acclimate himself to this level of play and play some big boys. And make no mistake about it, Little Chute's line up front is very, very big.
Yes, yep, definitely.
Well,
and Carson, you know, is kind of the epitome of the Central program. Just has invested a tremendous amount of time, and he's learned that from these seniors, all these seniors on the field of this is how you work if you want to be successful.
Being a head coach within our athletic department, there's a whole bunch of coaches, football, baseball, basketball, everyone that gets together. And We average about 125 kids, men or boys and girls, in the summertime lifting weights, and that's just how we do a lot of it here.
Back to pass on 3rd and 4, completed for a first down. Kopaz on the coverage, complete to Jacob
And that's how you
Lilji.
throw for 1,700 yards. That was a well-placed ball by Little Chute.
They're really taking their targets at Trevor Kopaz right now. He's going to have to respond here. He's a very good defensive back. See how he does here in the next couple of plays.
So again, trying to get pressure on that quarterback is big key for Central.
1st and 10 now, back to pass again. We'll go to the far side. Receiver has the defender beat, but just getting his hand in time. The Kopaz brothers getting in there to make the stop.
And there you go on cue, saying they're testing Trevor. They go right back at him. He makes a great play. Almost stumbled, caught his balance, knocked that ball away at the last second.
Yeah, great effort by him that time, and Austin flying over the top to help out on that as well.
Yeah, if that ball had been caught, that Little Chute receiver would have taken a lick by Austin. He was right there ready to go.
Those Kopaz brothers definitely ensorcelled. I'm not an English guy, but I'm just going to go with that. Enchanted, fascinate, I don't know.
I am an English guy, and I have no idea.
Sure.
I think you made that one up.
I probably didn't pronounce it right either way, so whether it's a word or not. Back to pass again, 2nd and 10. Lofted downfield, and again, Austin Kopaz with the near interception. Again, testing Trevor Kopaz.
Now, right now, Central's defense is kind of rolling over into a single high safety look, and it's very obvious that Austin Kopaz has no responsibilities. He's just playing center field. If Little Chute's going to continue to throw the ball up in the air like that, Austin will come down with one eventually. That will happen.
And to answer the question really quick online, the score is 27-19, the Panthers lead.
Oh, and that time the good pressure by the Panthers. We had Peyton Ogle giving in. So, I mean, there was a couple guys that had just penetrated enough to make that ball go probably a little bit higher maybe than the quarterback had wanted to, which gave Austin some time to help make a play on that as well.
3rd and 10, 2 receivers at the top, 1 at the bottom. Quarterback looking towards the sidelines, checking his little play sheet on his wrist. Hopefully back up. Good. Looks like we're back. Hopefully we're back with you guys. Our streaming software just stopped randomly. I don't know. Hopefully we're back up. Awesome. All good. Sorry about that.
Coach Jardines needs to stop streaming Netflix right now.
He's taking up all of our bandwidth up here.
House of Cards Season 6 just dropped, and he can't make up his mind right now.
The freshmen want me to watch Riverdale. That's the big thing they've been plugging.
Haven't seen that one. Haven't had as much TV time lately. Seven-month-old at home now, and
it's coming,
sleep,
buddy.
bro.
It's coming.
By the time 6:30 comes, we're all ready for bed. So 3rd and 10. We'll see what defensive coordinator John Tackman has drawn up to stop him here. Back to pass.
Heinrichsen gets his hands on him.
Yep.
Big time sack right there.
You know, I'll credit that to the coverage that time, too, because the quarterback had time to look. Nothing was open, and then you have Garrett showing up.
And as John Tackman, defensive coordinator, graduated from Winona State as the league's defensive player of the year, he had 2 options. He could play on Sundays, or he could coach high school football. And let me tell you, he opted for the latter, and it looks to be working out for the Panther defense.
And we're going to see him going for it on 4th down here.
So we'll see what he was able to learn in Winona.
Possible quick kick. Yep, here we go.
That's right. Boots it away, and that wind
It's going to get into the
get
end.
in the end zone. Oh, it may have went out of bounds at the 1-yard line. And it did.
Tell you what, that quarterback might have a future.
Woo! Wow. What a punt. It looked like it was going to clearly go in the end zone, but 1 or 2 yard line, it goes out of bounds. But hey, Panthers went 99 yards last time.
I was just going to say, I think it was worse field position earlier in the first half.
They'll need to make their way downfield, and it'll be tough for them. But like we said, they've done it before.
Yeah, it Might be almost exactly the same place we were earlier.
Yeah, they say ball on the 1 yard line. Wow. Kopaz under center. Up the middle, good run. I'm just watching the viewfinder on my camera because I can't see Ryan Larson.
Yep.
Thank you.
This is where you rely on a lot of seniors who have had a lot of big game experience. A lot of these guys have been doing this since they were sophomores. They're very cool, calm, and collected right now. Ryan getting that first down gain, 5 yards, set up a 2nd and 5. Well on their way to hopefully a successful drive.
So Panthers lead by 8, 4:40 on the clock. Ball on the 6 yard line. 2nd and 5. Kopaz handing it off, Larson. And he will get enough for a first down and more.
And I think, Tom, you said it earlier, if you get another touchdown into this wind, it's a huge momentum swing, really, but it's really difficult to play against it.
You know,
so Little Chute facing out the 4th quarter caused some problems.
And when Ryan Larson gets rolling here, he had a very, very famous interview with Sophia Minute on FS Wisconsin 2 years ago, and he said we roll them up like deer. And that's what he likes to do. They're rolling them up right now. That's kind of their theme.
Larson gets wrapped up right there on that carry, gains a yard.
A nice job by the defensive line of Little Chute that time to wrap him up.
Now, one of the things to watch here with Ryan Larson, watch Austin Kopaz pull that ball, set up that pitch out on the edge for a very fast Keegan Berg.
Yeah, exactly right. The beauty of the triple option, right?
Yeah.
And here we go. Kopaz will actually keep it himself. Nope, he'll hand it off to Larson, but nothing going again.
Yeah, a little collision it looked like between Austin and the running back there.
Little Chute's D did a good job penetrating the gaps. He got through that B gap pretty hard.
Yep.
Meyer coming into the huddle with the play. Third down and 8. Holm coming back into the line. That's Berg going in motion to the backfield. Back to pass, Kopaz. Kopaz looking downfield to Steinmetz. Lines it up and just can't bring it down.
That was a really good ball considering the wind they're throwing into. So a nice ball by Austin. Good effort by Mike Steinmetz, but better job by Little Chute to knock that down.
Anytime you get that ball up like that on a one-on-one with Mike Steinmetz, you like your chances, but that was a really nice play by the D-back from Little Chute. See here if Derek adjusts, keeps this ball kind of low liner.
High snap, he controls. Punt is away, and fair catch called for at the 46-yard line. And the Mustangs will start in Panther territory. First and 10 for the Mustangs. Quarterback will roll out to the far side. He will throw, and they say he caught it. Gains 3. Make it 2.
And really good pressure by Garrett Heinrichsen on that play as well.
Garrett did a really nice job stringing that out. They did complete the pass, but don't get a 2-yard gain out of that. It's real reflective of the effort that Garrett just put in.
Handoff up the middle. Van something hurdles the the line and gains 4 yards.
Isaac Van Derzen.
Thank you. .140 left in this third quarter. Panthers fans trying to get loud on this 3rd and 4.
Really big stop here for the Panthers.
And it'll be handed off. He will be brought down. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down, Mustangs.
Nate Barron shooting through that A gap right there, blowing that play up right on the handoff.
Offense stays out on the field. I mean, you're at the 40-yard line. We'll see what they draw up.
Interesting play here, down 8 to go for this on a short field, because if they don't get this, it's going to turn right back around in Central's favor on a short field.
Yeah.
And they will pass. Going deep downfield. He does have his receiver open. And it is incomplete. He dropped it.
That is not a fumble. Wow. Tell you what, if he caught that, he fumbled it out of bounds. That's going to be a touchback. This side judge here is going to call it an incomplete pass.
And you see Ryan Larson running into the end zone to pick up the ball because I think it was confusing whether or not the play was actually done.
No,
right.
that ball definitely went out through the back of the end zone. So if they're going to call that a catch, he fumbled that out of the back.
You guys at home, you can rewind that stream and watch it again yourself, but the refs talking about it, I don't know how you could call it a catch as you're falling down.
I do this job every Friday night. That was not a catch. They are going to give it to him. That is a call in a level 4 game that should not be made.
So it seems like a bunch of flatulence out there amongst the referees as they're talking about what went on.
If they're going to call that a catch, he definitely was not down before he dropped that ball. He did fumble it out of the back of the end zone. Central, at a minimum, should have the ball on the 20-yard line right now.
So 1st and goal on the 1. Handoff up the middle. He dives over the line and gets into the end zone for a touchdown. We can try to rewind this ourselves and try to watch back that play. Oh, shoot. We're going to have to wait until after this play. Okay, so they will go for 2 to try to tie it up. You guys tell us at home what happened. We'll try to watch it back here in a little bit. We got 2 receivers at the top of your screen. They will take a timeout, Little Chute, and we'll try to take a chance to watch this on our end to look at that pass. Not sure if this is.
This is it. So you will see right now that ball in the air. When he comes down with it, that ball pops out before he's down.
Yeah,
at a minimum.
How can you call that a catch?
If he makes that call, that ball right now, you can't see it because of the camera, but it is sitting beyond the end line of the end zone. At a minimum, if he calls that a catch, it's a touchback, St. Croix Central on the 20-yard line. That is.
I don't understand the catch call.
To be totally honest, it's a bang-bang play. It wasn't probably correct, but to carry out the rule the way it should have been, that ball should be on the 20-yard line. That's a really tough play to make.
And then I think I said Ryan Larson. I think it was Carson Hinsman who actually went back in the end zone to go get the ball.
Carson.
So
good heads up on his part.
Smart play by him, being a freshman, to know, hey, I'm not sure if this is done. I'm going to grab that ball. But again, it's what you do next, right? What you do next if you're St. Croix Central here.
Okay, here we go. 1 receiver at the top. Back to pass. It's coming back to the far side. Passing play. Knocked down. Who was that back there? Is that Austin Kopaz?
Yep, number 11. Senior leader.
So 2-point conversion, no good. Austin Kopaz getting in there to break it up. A little trickery from the Mustangs.
And a pretty good job by the Panthers. They're not being fooled with that play. A lot of action going on. Guys kept their coverage. Backside edge was still kept, so it was still difficult to get that pass where they needed to go.
That shows you Little Chute kind of pulling into their bag of tricks. You know, right now, all things considered, should you be upset about a play like that? Probably they're going to be upset, but 31 seconds, they're going to return the ball here, probably to around the 30, 40-yard line. The quarter's going to change over, and we saw what happened in our second quarter. We're the only team so far to score in that north end zone, so all things considered right now, we're still sitting in a good spot.
Bah humbug on that play, but like you said, you got to keep moving on. That's all at the bottom.
And the Panthers up front should have their hands ready, because you never know what Little Chute might want to do with this to try to get the ball back a little bit sooner.
Onside kick.
The onside kick.
Get out of bounds.
Out of
Get out of
bounds.
bounds. Okay.
That ball is out of bounds. Yep, they got it.
I was gonna say it was sitting right there, and it looked like it on my camera, but
Another thing on that, I think number 3, Anthony Grisafi, actually touched that ball on the front line, so it was a live ball. It would not have been a flag had it gone out of bounds.
okay.
Yep, and that's where having your hands ready in the front row, second row, being ready for anything is crucial.
28 seconds left in the third quarter. The Panthers will start their drive at the 36-yard line.
They are going to run one play here, let the clock expire off the 25-second play clock, and we'll be rip-roaring here in the fourth.
Kopass keeps it himself, goes to the far sideline. One stiff arm and brought down after a gain of 7.
A nice job by the left side of the line there to create a nice hole for Austin to go off the edge.
Referee just chopped the clock at 10 seconds. That should be the last play of the third quarter.
And they look like, yep, they're walking off the field. So shout out to all of our sponsors: Marco Septic, Citizen State Bank, Western Wisconsin Health, and Flagship Ford of Baldwin. The founding sponsors in Buffalo Wild Wings: McDonald's Courtesy Corporation, Baldwin Lightstream, Burnix Pepsi, Premium Waters Incorporated, Squeegee Squad, McKinstry, Snap Fitness, J.A. Counter, Pheasant Hills, and Williamson and Seiler Attorneys at Law. And let's give a shout out to all the restaurants and bars in Hammond and Roberts streaming our game tonight as well: Bobtown Brewhouse, Sidetrack Saloon, Barnboard, Parkside, Raz's on Main, Cheap Andy's, and Shuggies. Thank you for your support of Panther Athletics. We'll be right back in just a little bit. Thank you for moving the camera for me. And we got 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Now in the fourth quarter, that'll be a handoff to Larson. Larson breaks one tackle. It takes 3 Mustangs to bring him down after a big run for a first down.
Just kept his legs churning, dragging guys, getting the first down.
It's really nice to have a 3-year starter who's amassed, 3,800 yards around this point in his career, to rely on him in the fourth quarter of a game to go to Madison.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
Kopass pulls it back out, looks to take it himself, and he does. He breaks
is.
one tackle coming on this near side and brought down by the safety after another first down.
And really there, I think he had either option. He had a keep option or he had a pitch option as well. But you're seeing the Central players really trying to get both hands on the ball once they initiate, or once contact is initiated with them, just to try and protect that.
Sophomore safety Tate Huss made a real nice play on that to stop Austin from hitting the end zone.
That's Meyer, the receiver, at the top of the screen. Actually, that's Holm, excuse me. The pitch goes out to Berg. Berg looking for a little bit of room, but he's brought down after a gain of 1.
You know, that's a name that's gone a little quiet throughout the game here. Really watch for Keegan Burke to get involved here in the 4th quarter as well.
Yeah, and on that last play, I think he was the pitch man that was maybe open, so the Panthers maybe saw that as well. Again, trying to stretch these guys east and west to come back north and south and just hit them hard.
Second and 9. Kopaz will hand off Larson. Larson spins off a tackle, keeps his legs moving forward, and he'll gain about 8 yards.
That is incredible balance that most high school kids just don't possess.
You know, we're all looking at each other in the booth just shaking our heads because it looks like he's going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage, and then he just makes things happen. He's a special player, and the offensive line is doing a great job, and then Ryan is getting rid of those secondary guys that are coming in.
3rd and 1. Kopaz hands it off Berg. Berg makes one cut, goes upfield, and a big first down, gains about 8.
You know, and Tom, you said that Keegan's been a little quiet, and the fun thing about watching him run is I mentioned the jump cut earlier. He changes direction so quick, and he gets into that jump cut. There was an NFL player, I don't remember who it was, that used to jump cut, Jamal Charles or someone like that, who was just fun to watch. And Keegan reminds me of him a lot.
And although he's kind of a short guy, he is muscle packed, and he will run you over.
Panthers on the 15-yard line. Handoff goes to that far side. I missed the...
Keegan Berg again.
There we go. Right now it's pretty evident that the way Central is playing tonight, they don't want to have school on Friday and, the half day on Thursday as well.
We don't either.
Keep your eye on the offensive line, seeing their ball get off here, getting into the pads of Little Chute, see who gets off first.
Kopaz struggles, bobbles it, but he's just going to keep it himself and just go down it. He almost lost it right off the bat.
Yeah, it was a nice job controlling the ball after a kind of a crazy situation.
Off that last first down coming out of the play, Nate Barons turned around to the Central sideline and gave the, let's keep rolling motion with his hands. And Nate B is a pretty quiet kid, and if he's feeling confident right now, that bodes well for Central.
3rd and 6 now for the Panthers. They break the huddle. With Larson and Berg split in the backfield. Go to Berg. He's hit in the backfield and brought down. Loses a yard.
Yeah, and right there, the swing goes back to Little Chute's defensive line. Linebackers filling hard. Made a great play on Keegan.
Yeah, right now people might be thinking they're going to kick a field goal, but with this field position and where they are in the field with the wind in Little Chute's face, you go for it here.
And I think you're right with that, Tom. First, I thought Derek Meyer was coming out to kick because he used to do that, but.
So Larson, the fullback right there. Berg goes in motion. Kopaz looking, maybe trying to get him to jump off sides. They take the snap, hand off Larson. Larson goes up the middle, keeps his legs churning. It's going to be close.
He got a first down.
I think you're right.
There's that balance coming out again.
It's going to be really close.
They signal the first down.
They signal first down.
It was close, but they got it.
When we come back and look at the end of that game with about 8 minutes left, that probably was the play of the game right there.
And I tell you what, it's time for a referendum. These coaches need a raise after that.
Let's do all coaches.
Oh, there you go. I like it. First and goal from the 5. Kopaz keeps it. No, Berg. Was that Berg? Yes, goes into the end zone for another Panther touchdown.
Great surge by the offensive line. They just follow the line and get in.
The Central boys are feeling it. Waving arms, coming off the field. They're hot.
Big extra point coming now from Pettit. Going with the wind, kind of. It's actually blowing right towards us as we look towards the flag. Kick is up, and it's good. Jackson Pettit's extra point goes through, and it makes the score 25-34 with 7:55 left in the game.
That extra point is huge. That turns it into a 2-score game now, going into that vaunted north end zone. Might as well beat defenders number 12 through 22.
We'll do another shout out to our major sponsors tonight in Citizen State Bank, Western Wisconsin Health, Marco Septic, and Flagship Ford. Without you, we wouldn't be able to do this broadcast, so thank you very much for your support of Panther Athletics. Yeah, we're missing out on the touchdown cookies from last week. They're probably being passed around on the other sideline, but you know, we're up here on the other side without the touchdown cookies.
And the question of the night, will the ball stay on the tee?
Seems to be
doing okay so far.
See if we get a Charlie Brown here. See if it falls off and he slips and falls.
And the wind, the flag just shifted almost to the advantage of
and oh my gosh. One hop up there. Oh, it was close.
He kicked that thing halfway to Augusta.
And it was interesting. The flag shifted almost completely south right before he kicked the ball.
So we'll see what the Mustangs from Little Chute will be able to do with 7:55 left. They're going to have to make their way downfield quickly as late substitution onto the field.
In all reality, they're going to have to make a touchdown drive here with the clock being at 7 minutes.
And a quick pitch up to this side as Henriksen turns him back upfield, keeps that edge.
Fantastic job by Garrett to string that thing out, turn it back in so the linebackers could clean it up.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, if Little Chute does not score on this drive and they have to turn that ball back over to Central with their grinded out running attack, it could be the end of the game for Little Chute.
It could. We'll kind of see if Austin Kopaz is able to float around back here and maybe jump a ball.
One receiver up, one down. He goes in motion. Handoff up the middle. Van Derzen wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. Gains 1.
You know, and one thing we haven't seen really since the first quarter has been, is it Van Derzen? Quarterback from Little Chute.
Miller.
It's Miller. He hasn't taken off and run since really the first quarter. And, you know, credit that maybe to the St. Croix Central defensive ends for containing him a little bit. But that was a weapon when we weren't getting a lot of pressure. He was able to sit back and then take off after a little bit and capture some yardage.
Josh Worthington comes off the sideline, dime back. Gabe Seiler in. We got a 2-safety look over the top. Got some confusion here.
Back to pass, looking to the far side. He throws that way. Getting in front of that, Trevor Kopaz, breaking up the play, intended again to number 19, Jacob Lilge.
And Trevor just sitting on the inside shoulder of that receiver right where he needs to be. Sideline is his friend with that. Does a great job using his left hand to deflect the pass, too. And not, you know, take a huge risk to get that.
You know, it was really a Tom Save-like pass. I mean, Kopaz could have done a better job threading the needle, but definitely a Tom Save-like pass.
I think old Dr. J at Wisconsin Lutheran College is getting a kick out of that one.
2 receivers at the bottom, back to pass now. Pass to that left side. Trevor Kopaz getting in there, intercepting the ball, and he will saunter into the end zone for a touchdown. Trevor Kopaz, touchdown Panthers.
You know what? Just watching a kid like Trevor, great athlete, great kid, great student. They've been testing him this whole second half, and he comes through with a pick 6.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, a team might go after you, and that gets you to be laser focused, which, you know, probably was to Trevor's advantage. You lock in, and then you take advantage of a huge play. I mean, the last one he could have almost had an interception.
Yeah.
Comes right back and gets one and takes it to the house.
You know, Miller ran that nice 6-yard out route in the third quarter, and then they went deep on him, and Trevor knocked it down, and he just knocked down the pass before that, and then he goes pick 6.
You know, I'm just thinking right now, I think that was more of a Tom Save-like pass right there.
Oh, hey. hey.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah,
so.
I played safety too, Millar. Come on.
You know, the guy gets picked on for one game. One game.
Pettit comes in, kick is away, and it is good. So 6:19 left, 25-41 the score. Your Panthers looking to punch their ticket to Madison with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left. We'll be right back in a little bit. And the kick is away from Larson. High kick into the end zone. So they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
We got kind of an interesting score going on right now. We had Racine St. Catharines with, if anybody knows anything about them, they have one of the best quarterbacks in the state. They are currently losing to Lakeside Lutheran right now by 6 with a minute 57 left in their game. So,
and if I'm correct, that was 14-6 maybe at halftime with Racine being down. So.
Last score we've got is Lakeside Lutheran up 28-22, and it looks like that 6-point lead is still held throughout the fourth quarter.
Want to give a quick shout out to my dad down in Madison, having surgery after a car accident a couple weeks ago, and doing well. Surgery getting going, and hopefully he's back watching the Panthers now. Back to pass. Almost sacked by Behrens. He gets away, but then brought down Ryan Larson on the far side of the field.
Yeah, it almost looked like Ryan Larson was set to spy on the quarterback there. He wasn't going anywhere, eyes right on, which was a great job to close on that.
They are absolutely locking down in a dime look. They're going no huddle right now.
Oh, which means I got to get on my game with the camera. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. Back to pass. Miller looks broken up. That was Bloom on the coverage.
Yeah, pretty nice timing by Bloom's part there, too, to get in there, legally knock the pass down.
Central's defense right now is falling back into a deep 2-safety look. They're just pinning their ears back. Their RDNs right now are just looking to go, and there's no doubt right now Ryan Larson is definitely spying Miller, who can run the ball.
3rd and 11. 2 receivers at the bottom, 1 up top. There's a halfback alongside right behind the quarterback. There's 2 receivers at the top, actually. Pass goes behind the receiver, number 7, Adam Hippis. Coverage by Steinmetz. 4th and 11 now. Panther crowd getting loud.
Yeah, and this is the play right here. I mean, Tom, you mentioned it earlier that there were some definite plays that were key. This could close it out.
Yeah, if they don't get the first down here, this game is, for all intents and purposes, it's probably finished.
So 5:40 on the clock, 25-41 the score, 4th and 11. Big time play. Back to pass Miller. He looks around, pressure put on Nogle. He's trying to chase him down. He dives, can't get it. Ball just tossed up and incomplete. Turnover on downs. Panther ball.
And Peyton Nogle applying a ton of pressure there. you know, the quarterback goes down and Peyton's there to pick him up. So really the type of kids that the St. Croix Central Panthers are. They'll knock you down, but they'll pick you back up afterwards.
Respectful, responsible, successful.
That's the motto at the St. Croix Central High School. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, and I really feel that Central needs just to go with the Josh Hader approach and just give it to Larson and let him close this thing out. That completes the list right there. 30 words.
So if you don't have bingo by now, you're not getting it,
You
right?
screwed up. Ball on the ground, and Kopaz jumps on it.
What you're going to see here at this point, the quarterback's going to have a nice relationship with the back judge. They're going to bring that play in. Referee just chopped it at 5:18, and you'll look for Central to run off about 23 seconds before they snap the ball here.
Yeah, this is where you get up to the line, you wait, you run the play, you get up slow, give the ball to the officials, very polite-like after each play.
And handoff Berg goes to that far side. That hole closes quickly on him. Ball's on the ground again.
They did blow the ball dead on forward progress.
Okay, so he ends up gaining 2 yards on that run before it was blown dead.
But again, it goes back to keeping both hands on the ball. Secure it, secure it, secure it. Really until you hear the whistle for sure, but until you're on the ground.
Now, don't be surprised right now. Central runs the ball towards the middle of the field on a short dive. Maybe set up a possible field goal here to make it a 3-score game.
Ryan Larson would come in to kick that as opposed to Pettit. He's got quite a leg behind him.
If I know Coach Ryan Berg, though, they're not going to settle for a field goal.
So here we go, 3rd and 10. Kopaz coming to this near side. He'll pitch it back. That's Steinmetz. Steinmetz gets pushed out of bounds. I'm going to guess he gained about 5 yards there. Thank you.
And as much as you want to try and stay in bounds in that situation, there's a lot of momentum carrying you out of bounds. So sometimes it's tough to be able to just stop on a dime, especially on a snow-covered field.
Zoom out a little bit for you. So 4th and 6. Kopaz hands it off up the middle, and gaining a yard right there was Larson. So it'll go back to Little Chute with 4:10 on the clock.
And really, in this kind of a situation, that functions no more than a deep punt. They got the ball. They got to go a long ways to score just to make it a 1-score game.
Yeah,
Central's still in really good shape here.
Yeah, definitely the clock not on the side of Little Chute, obviously.
First and 10, starting the drive on the 15. Back to pass. Miller, ball on the ground. He just slipped out of his hand, and he just gives himself up.
A little bit different feel right now out of our Central crowd. I remember being here 2 years ago. This would have been our first trip to state since 1989. Right now, this is, you get the feeling this is more of an expectation this year for the 3rd year in a row.
Open pass completed on this near sideline.
You watch him throw the ball, and it curves to the right sideline. Just the wind pushing that ball around, even on those short passes right now.
There's a big guard right there, number 77. Okay, Miller back to pass again. Steps up, chucks it downfield, and he'll be down right there, but that'll be a 1st down for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and Mike Steinmetz was on the coverage there, and he slipped and fell just, I think, as the ball was released. So he was in the right place, but slipped before it was completed.
Quickly up to the line, ref starts the clock. And they'll pass again, needing to get downfield quickly. And sliding for it behind him, can't get it right at midfield. That's Hippus.
that time, a few of the Panthers jetted up the field a little bit, trying to apply that pressure. So I'd be surprised if we see that little swing pass that we saw earlier in the game, or maybe a screen here, too, by Little Chute.
Yeah. Something we've been kind of waiting for all game is that screen pass. Hasn't really come.
3:34 on the clock. It is stopped at the moment. Miller will pitch it out to that side. A little trickery. It's coming back this way. They'll pass it back to Miller. That's a backwards pass. He's got to jump on it. And he does, but with that, big loss. Oh, okay.
Incomplete pass. You know, that ball came right at our angle, and you can see when that wide receiver threw that ball flew about 3 yards to the side just in the wind alone.
Yep. And that was designed for Miller to catch that and take off. There were linemen that were, almost to the 45-yard line, I think, at that point, ready to block for him down the field.
Looked very Josh Gordon-esque from Sunday Night Football with the Patriots last week.
Again, 2 safeties for St. Croix Central, just spying that quarterback, reading the ball, attacking it in the air.
And the pass goes right down there and right to him. He couldn't catch it. Hippus would have been right at that first down marker. Okay, another 4th down play for Little Chute.
Central crowd getting loud.
Miller scans his receivers, steps up, goes down to this side, and was that Seiler coming across the field, knocking it down, almost had the interception. And turnover on downs, I guess in that situation, better to knock it down than to intercept the ball.
Yeah,
but
it definitely is. So
would have been a nice moment for him, though.
Yes. And just a great close on the ball by Gabe. Him and Austin are back there both playing free safety basically together. And to have a great break on the ball, knock it down, and now control it on offense for the Panthers.
Wow. St. Cat scored with 32 seconds left in the 4th quarter, converted a 2-point conversion, took a 30-28 lead in the 4th.
And here we go. Here, pitch goes out Berg, and he's got nothing on that side. Keegan Berg on that far sideline into the end zone. Another touchdown for the Panthers and another one for Keegan Berg.
And Peyton Nogel had a block on the edge of that play, which was outstanding. Really sprung the pitch guy.
And outside of a couple early turnovers in this game, there hasn't been much from Little Chute.
Yeah, a couple spurts here and there, but that first drive with really short field position gave them a lot of momentum. I think it maybe stunned the Panthers a little bit here, but as we see, recovered from that and moved forward.
And now don't get too excited in the comments, Damien. There will still be school on Thursday, likely a half day as it's been in the future, as that kick from Pettit is good.
Fortunately, it's a good sign that we know exactly what this week looks like, because this will be the 3rd year in a row now we've had to do it.
I just hope, last year in the same time when we were over in Merrill, I went to start booking my hotel room, with about this time, and driving down there with assistant principal, not then, but Chance Langness, and just outside of Madison, I go to check our reservation, and I made the reservation for Thanksgiving week, Thursday. And a little bit of panic set in, but luckily we were able to get a room.
And a nice vacation spot for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's right. Try not to make that mistake this time.
When you look at the official standing at the 50-yard line, his pants are flying like he's a parachuter right now. He's skydiving.
Nice kick there from Larson. It'll be fielded at about the 5-yard line. Bringing it upfield and gets a little bit of room on this near sideline, but guided out of bounds by Austin Kopaz.
We do have some finals starting to crawl in here. Stratford in Division 5 is headed down.
Anything from the Kimberly game?
Kimberly beat Fond du Lac 22-21. They're headed back down Division 1. That was obviously a big rematch from very early in the year where Fond du Lac won. No surprise here, Edgar beat Reedsville 41-0 in Division 7. They'll play Blackhawk, who knocked off a very good Bangor team 24-6.
And so 1st and 10, 3:06 on the clock, handoff up the middle, gets a little bit of running room. He spins and is brought down.
Look like Carson Hinsman and
let's see, turned. Gabe Seiler.
Gabe Seiler.
So Racine St. Catharines did hold on to win that game 30-28 versus Lakeside Lutheran. So we'll be seeing a pretty good quarterback down in Madison next week. And then West De Pere defeated Rice Lake 35-14 in the Division III semifinal.
And big run opened up, but brought down finally. Larson and I think that's Seiler again in on the tackle. We actually ran into Rice Lake as we were trying to get some subs from Subway in Cadott. They got off the bus at around the same time we did for a little break. First and 10, handoff up the middle, getting more running room that time, and Schumacher again gets a first down. Well, there won't, most likely, Jacob, there won't be school on Friday, but there'll still be a half day on Thursday. And I know 7th grade has a field trip planned for Thursday. We'll see what they do with that one.
Redirect the buses.
Injury on the field for the Panthers. Did you guys see who it was?
I did not.
We'll keep you updated.
There's actually, oh no, it looked like 2 guys, but.
Oh. Kopaz on his knee back there, so we'll, and they're rushing out there, so all the Panthers on their knees right now. We'll be back in just a little bit. That was Gabe Seiler with the injury. He gets up, walks off, mostly under his own power right there. So good to see. A little bit scary, everybody on their knees, and that medical staff ran and grabbed that red bag pretty quick. But it was a little reassuring when they threw it back up on their shoulder, but scary moment right there.
Hopefully it was just nothing more than the medical staff being cold, because they were really hustling around.
That was.
Yeah. So Gabe Seiler up, and he's on his own power off the field. So 1st and 10, 2:15 on the clock for the for Little Chute. Handoff up the middle. Van Derzen working his way upfield, and he gains 6 yards. .141, ball on the ground, and just has to dive on top of it. Miller, loss of 7. 1:30 on the clock now. Start booking your hotel rooms down to Madison, Panther fans. Barring any miracle at this point. Van Derzen gets held up. Tackle made by Larson. And just a reminder, we will not be able to stream at State. You're going to have to watch that on the Fox Sports Wisconsin, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It might even be the secondary if there's a
No,
Milwaukee Bucks game.
It'll be on the main channel,
Okay.
I believe.
But I'm pretty sure Fox is hiring us to
Yeah.
They should.
commentate the game. So
Think of the list we'll have at that point to say. And that pass, there's going to be a flag down there, but
Really nice catch.
it was he kind of came back for it and just threw that arm up in the air and able to bring it in, but
little left-handed grab behind a defensive back.
I don't know if I caught that on camera. We'll see. We got a little tape delay here. I don't know if the tape delay is, just from YouTube or if it's just to make sure we don't say anything dumb, but
Well, with me in the booth, I know the answer to that question.
let's see. Here it is here. And yeah, that was great.
Yep.
Just caught it on camera.
You talk about laser focus earlier. That was laser focus to bring that in. I think with his left hand too.
It was. We'll just give one last shout out to our major sponsors, Marco Septic, Citizen State Bank, Western Wisconsin Health and Flagship Fort of Baldwin. Thank you for your continued support of Panther Athletics. 30 seconds now. Miller takes a snap, handoff Van Derzen. Van Derzen runs into the line, has to back up, and brought down by a slew of Panthers. Whistles blow. Van Derzen walks into the end zone. I mean, he just wanted to get into that orange paint one more time.
He just never stops his legs.
Hey,
though,
but
does he?
in
We've
doing-
seen that multiple times. Where he
In
might be
doing
going
that,
backwards.
running the ball in the end zone, they're not going to get another playoff here.
That's a good point, and they're actually just going to come off the field. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1, and with that, your Panthers take down the Little Chute Mustangs with a score of 48-25. They are headed to Madison.
More than anything, the first kid on the field, Gabe Seiler,
Nice
running
to
on
see.
his own power.
Perfect. And his fellow Panthers come give him a pat on the helmet as they walk back to give handshakes to the Mustang. It was a great game here tonight.
Yeah, great battle.
You know, when you think about it, outside of those first 13 points at the very beginning of the game, you erase those off the board. This game's a 48-12 game. So just, that I think just shows the amount of big game, experience these guys have. They just stayed with their game, and before you know it, they're starting to break off long touchdown runs. Ryan Larson does his thing. Defense does its thing on, against this tough Little Chute offense, and before you know it, you win by 23 points.
Yeah, not scared by
composure and grit.
Yep, not scared by those turnovers right away.
Right.
Like you said, just keep on pushing through. So we'll head off the air in just a little bit right here with the score of 25-48. Your Panthers are heading down to Madison. I'm Brian Millar alongside Tom Save and Dwayne Jordines. And we thank you for listening to us tonight. Any last closing words from you guys?
I have none. You covered all 30 of them. So
Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody, for listening to us. Have a great rest of your night. And go Panthers next week, Thursday, excuse me.